Now, as we saw before, the messaging application is skinned slightly differently for the AT&T model, but we can take a quick look at the keyboards that are pre-installed. So as we saw on the Sprint model and on the European or global version of the Galaxy S2, you've got a Samsung keyboard here, but you can also choose between the standard Android keyboard, which you can see is a little bit smaller, but that's a standard Android Gingerbread keyboard there, or you can also choose to use the swipe keyboard. And that gives you the inline access there to shortcuts. Now everything else is pretty much the same. You've got your two-pane email client here. So if we rotate the phone on its side, we can get a list of our messages here, and we can access a preview of the message on the right-hand side. And that supports formatted text, as you can see. Got pinch to zoom is supported there as well. And if you have more than one account, you can have multiple accounts displayed in the same inbox there. Browsing is a very similar experience to the other models too. It's very fast and responsive, one of the best browsing experiences that we've seen on smartphones to date. Let's just load up mobileburn here. And it loads up our mobile site very quickly. If we go to our full site now, you can see that loaded extremely quickly as well. It's still loading some of the flash ads in the background there, but one of the fastest that we've seen of any phone as far as loading goes. You still can do the cool tricks with two fingers on the screen. Tilting will zoom in and zoom out, which is pretty cool. You can, of course, pinch to zoom too. There we go. And double tap to zoom for formatting it. And, of course, it works in landscape too. And you can play embedded videos thanks to Adobe Flash 10.3 support.
Hey guys, this is Dan Siever from mobileburn.com.
There you go. Now the AT&T model, of course, has the support for the multiple windows, like we saw on the other versions. So you can load on more than one window at a time, of course. And it has that cool feature if you zoom all the way out. Let's see if it'll cooperate here. There we go. We can get a overhead view of the open windows that we have and close them individually if you'd like. Now, as far as cameras and optics go, you've got the same 2-megapixel front-facing camera as the Epic 4G Touch, as well as the same 8-megapixel autofocus rear camera with the LED flash there, and it records 1080p video. The camera interface is very similar as well. Here we go. You've got your shooting button here. You can switch between video and still recording there. If you hit the cog wheel here, you can add some shortcuts to your shooting pane, so you can change things that you might change fairly often. You can access those quickly and easily, so you can change your autofocus mode. Let's also just change our shooting mode quickly and easily. And now you can access those shortcuts very easily without having to dive into menus. Of course, you've got tap to focus, which doesn't seem to want to focus here, so let's try our macro focus, see if that works any better. There we go. And you can, of course, snap a picture with the shutter key on screen. If you hold the shutter key halfway, or hold it down before taking the picture, it will attempt to focus the lens. And then you can get a preview of your image immediately afterwards. Pinch to zoom works. In the camera preview, the tilting with two fingers down does not work, but if you go to the proper gallery app on the phone, that will allow you to zoom with your two fingers there. If we switch over to video, you can choose between various recording modes, including you can record yourself with the front-facing camera. And you can, by default, it is set to 1920 by 1080p video. And of course you can record by hitting the red record button. And it has continuous autofocus as well. Let's see if we can get that to actuate. And then you can tap the red record button to stop and review your video there.
Record button.
So there you have it. Now, Samsung has also included the same photo editing software that we saw on the other models, the photo editor as well as the video editor. There we go, video maker right there, so you can record video clips with the phone and then edit them and add background music and do some fun stuff right there on the phone itself without having to output it to a computer, which is pretty cool. So there you have it. That's a real quick look at the AT&T version of the Samsung Galaxy S2 smartphone. As a quick recap, we were looking at Android 2.3.4 with Samsung TouchWiz 4.0 running on here. It's got a 4.3-inch WVGA screen. It's powered by a 1.2 GHz dual-core Samsung Exynos processor, and it's got 1 GB of RAM to play with there. Looking at the cameras, we've got a 2-megapixel front-facing camera for video chat, and rear we've got the 8-megapixel camera with autofocus and flash there, and it records 1080p video. This is very similar to the European or global version of the Samsung Galaxy S2 that we checked out a couple of months ago. It's preserved a lot of the same things there and offers a little bit difference as far as the capacitive buttons at the bottom. It's still very, very slim, very lightweight, and very, very fast, as you can see. Really one of the best performing smartphones that we've used all year. Certainly one of the best Android phones on the market that we've seen all year as far as the Galaxy S2 line is concerned. This will be released soon on AT&T. We're looking at a release date of October 2nd. It's going to cost about $199.99 with a new 2-year agreement. So there you have it. Samsung Galaxy S2 for AT&T. And this is Dan Seifert with mobileburn.com. Thanks, guys.